How do we know we are individual? Well, we learn that from an early age, don't we? We learn what our environment is and what is us, where our fingertips stop, what our face feels like, what our mother feels like. That's something we learn. But I think that perhaps that's something the brain learns. But the neurological system that's running through our body, although it's connected to the brain, it's more aware, more sympathetic to our surroundings. So perhaps that's our instincts. And I think it goes much deeper layers. If consciousness is at the base of everything, if that's correct, and that's certainly the experience of many people when they are without a body, is it possible that rather than being individual from it as such, we're just a collection of cells or neural pathways that funnel that consciousness in some way or restrict the flow of it, make the flow of it favourable in certain directions? And consequently, those are our thought patterns. It seems quite feasible to me. It's something that I've seen and it resonated with me. So perhaps if, depending upon the structure of the cells that exist within this consciousness, then they are affecting that field, like metal particles in a magnetic field, for example. They change the flux, the shape of that field. And that would be quite a neat way of explaining why things are so different and there are varying levels of consciousness. And it would also fit with the concept of brain structures, different brain structures, or it would also go some way to explaining why we can perceive that things are alive and aware in some way that we can't quite put our finger on. Because that consciousness, that God consciousness, if you like, or is in all things. And it's things that are in our physical realm may reflect it in some way. So that would explain to me why we can feel very independent in who or what we are from everything, but at the same time we can feel really connected. We may live in our head because that's a very strong place for our awareness to be. It pulls us down, as Michael Singer says. But also we can be connected to our body strongly if our body feels threatened, but in moments when we're really deeply relaxed and not associating with ourselves, those moments when we feel kind of dreamy, kind of truly lost, drifting, if you like, on our own thoughts, daydreaming, maybe those times we are more aware with the great consciousness. And I think that is a great place to be. And it's why nature is so healing, because it's not bombarding us with information and demanding our attention in the way that our modern world does. Well, it may be in that instance just then a cobweb brushed my face that got my attention, but it's not making me think hard constantly about the way forward. I just am at home in nature, if you like. And so I think that would explain a lot of things to me, and it would still align with and reflect the need for, or not need, the healing value of letting go, of releasing energy patterns which are heavier and more demanding, more attention demanding. to allow that higher energy field to flow. And in my own experience, that really is so. It wants to flow through us. And it's our thought patterns, our training of how we see the world and how we get what we want that makes it difficult for us to accept that higher consciousness at times. We shut down to it, we close it out, but it's really the flow of life, and call it spirit if you will. To me, that's just another angle of looking at it, and it's helped me to consider my place in it all, that I do feel I have free will and agency, but I also feel a bit like something that is very much a part or a product of its environment. And so in order to get the most healing I can, the best, live in the best field of energy I can, I want to make my environment positive and also release burdens, patterns of thought that block that out. So I don't want to wear my headphones, for example, as a simple example, while I'm out in nature. I just want to soak it up. So who knows what kind of mechanisms exist within this which we're not aware of, but if things feel good and they feel natural, then to me that's a good sign we're in the right environment. Thank you.